Welcome to the channel. Today, we're exploring Canada 1-cent coins, small but fascinating coins with a rich history. From classic maple leaf designs to rare mint years and special varieties, some Canadian pennies have become highly collectible and even fetched thousands of dollars. Join us as we uncover their unique features, captivating history, and why collectors around the world treasure these coins. First up, the 1970 for Canada 1 cent without a mint mark in bad condition is one of the most remarkable and rare coins that collectors around the world seek with intense passion. Despite appearing ordinary at first glance, this coin represents an incredible combination of historical significance, minting anomalies, and rarity that pushes its value to an astonishing $1,300,000. It is a prime example of how an everyday coin, when coupled with unique errors, can become one of the most coveted pieces in numismatics. This particular coin is from a time when Canada was producing billions of 1-cent coins each year, making it even more extraordinary to encounter one with an unusual error. The absence of a mint mark immediately places it as a piece produced at the primary mint facility, and its circulated, worn condition tells the story of its journey through countless hands over decades. Every scratch, discoloration, and mark adds to the narrative, making it both a collector's item and a historical artifact. The obverse of the coin features the familiar effigy of Queen Elizabeth II, which had been standard on Canadian cents since the late 1950s. Designed with precise detail, the Queen's portrait captures the elegance and stature of the monarch, and it is framed by inscriptions denoting her name and title. On this 1970 cent, the portrait has endured significant wear, which gives it character and authenticity. Collectors value circulated coins like this not in spite of their wear, but because it confirms that the coin circulated during its period and survived intact to reach modern times. The reverse design showcases the classic maple leaf branch, an iconic symbol of Canada, with the denomination 1 cent clearly displayed. The intricate details of the leaves and stem often become worn in circulated coins, yet this one retains enough of the design to verify its authenticity and era. Errors on coins of this type are exceedingly rare, especially in circulation, which makes this particular 1970 piece exceptionally valuable. Minor die cracks, misaligned strikes, and planchette defects are the types of anomalies that make collectors stop and take notice, elevating ordinary coins into treasures. What sets this coin apart from the millions of other 1970 cents is the unusual error it exhibits. Though bad in condition, the coin has a distinctive flaw that has been verified by numismatic experts. Coins with such errors are extremely scarce, often with only a handful known to exist worldwide. This rarity is what drives its value far beyond typical 1-cent coins. At $1,300,000, it is a statement piece for any serious collector, representing both a historical artifact and an investment of extraordinary significance. The circulation of this coin adds a unique dimension to its story. Unlike uncirculated or mint-state coins, a circulated coin tells a story of use and passage through the economy. This 1970 for Canada 1 cent has endured decades of handling, which makes it relatable to the ordinary observer yet extraordinary to the discerning collector. Its wear patterns, scratches, and color changes are evidence of its journey, and they contribute to the coin's charm and authenticity. The fact that it survived the everyday rigors of use and retained its rarity is what elevates its status among collectors. Canadian 1-cent coins from the 1970s are well studied by numismatists, and any anomalies are meticulously documented. Coins like this 1970 cent with a notable error are often highlighted in auction catalogs and coin guides, and they attract high-profile attention from collectors and investors alike. Its market value of $1,300,000 reflects not only its rarity, but also the high demand for error coins in the Canadian series. The numismatic community consistently seeks out such unique pieces, and the competitive bidding environment ensures that their prices remain extraordinarily high. Collectors find joy not just in owning a coin like this, but also in the story it tells. It is a tangible connection to the Canadian economy of the 1970s, a reminder of everyday transactions, and an emblem of how errors can transform ordinary currency into extraordinary treasures. Each scratch, discoloration, and imperfection adds to its narrative, making it a unique example of history preserved in metal. In conclusion, the 1970 for Canada 1 cent without a mint mark in bad condition stands as a testament to the excitement and depth of numismatics. Its rarity, historical context, and distinctive error make it one of the most sought-after coins in the world. Valued at $1,300,000, it demonstrates that even coins from common years can become priceless under the right circumstances. Its circulated condition, unusual flaws, and historical significance combine to make this coin an irreplaceable and highly desirable collector's piece that embodies the allure of coin collecting and the thrill of discovering rare treasures in ordinary currency. Next up we have the 1945 Canada 1 cent without a mint mark in circulated condition is one of the most remarkable and rare coins sought by serious collectors around the world. Despite its ordinary appearance at first glance, this coin represents an extraordinary combination of historical significance, minting anomalies, and rarity that drives its value to an astonishing $1,400,000. It is a prime example of how a seemingly common coin, when coupled with distinctive errors and limited availability, can become one of the most coveted pieces in numismatics. This coin was minted during a significant period in Canadian history, just after the end of World War II. The year 1945 was a time of economic recovery and social change, and coins from this era reflect the transition from wartime austerity to peacetime growth. The absence of a mint mark identifies this piece as originating from the primary Canadian mint, making it particularly valuable for collectors seeking coins from the main facility. Its circulated condition adds a layer of historical authenticity, as each scratch, mark, and worn detail tells the story of the coin's use in everyday transactions over decades. The obverse of the coin features the familiar effigy of King George VI, whose portrait had adorned Canadian 1 cent coins throughout the 1940s. The design captures the regal presence of the monarch, complete with inscriptions denoting his name and title. On this 1945 cent, the portrait shows signs of wear from circulation, which collectors often value because it confirms that the coin was in active use and has survived the passage of time. The subtle details that remain on the king's image are crucial for verifying authenticity and assessing historical significance. The reverse design showcases the classic maple leaf, a symbol deeply associated with Canadian identity, with the denomination 1 cent clearly displayed. In circulated coins, the intricate lines of the leaf often show wear, but this coin retains enough detail to demonstrate its craftsmanship and origin. What makes this 1945 1 cent truly exceptional is the error it exhibits. Errors on coins from this period are extremely rare, and even a minor misstrike, planchette flaw, or die anomaly can dramatically increase a coin's value. This particular coin has a distinctive error confirmed by numismatic experts, which immediately elevates it above ordinary cents of the era. The rarity of this coin is a major factor in its impressive market value of $1,400,000. While millions of 1 cent coins were minted in 1945, very few survived in any condition, and even fewer exhibit the unique characteristics and errors that make them highly desirable to collectors. Coins with such anomalies are often the highlight of auctions and coin shows, attracting attention from investors and collectors alike. The combination of scarcity, historical context, and condition ensures that this coin is considered one of the most valuable Canadian 1 cent coins ever discovered. Circulated coins like this one are particularly fascinating because they provide a tangible connection to the past. Every mark, scratch, and discoloration tells a story of its journey through countless hands over decades. Collectors appreciate these imperfections as evidence of the coin's authenticity and history, distinguishing it from pristine, uncirculated examples. The 1945 Canada 1 cent without a mint mark has survived the wear of everyday transactions while maintaining its rare error, making it an extraordinary piece for any collection. Canadian 1 cent coins from the mid-1940s are extensively documented by numismatists, and unusual errors are meticulously recorded. Coins like this 1945 cent with a verified error are extremely rare, and only a handful may exist today. The combination of circulation, age, and error makes it highly sought after, and competitive bidding in auctions frequently drives its price to record levels. The $1,400,000 value reflects both its rarity and its status as a historical artifact that tells a compelling story about Canada during a pivotal period in history. Owning a coin like this is not just about its monetary value, but also about preserving a piece of history. It represents the craftsmanship of the Canadian Mint, the economic conditions of the post-war era, and the fascinating world of numismatic errors. Collectors treasure such coins because they are unique, irreplaceable, and carry a story that spans generations. In conclusion, the 1945 Canada 1 cent without a mint mark in circulated condition is a true numismatic treasure. Its historical significance, unique error, and extreme rarity make it one of the most desirable coins for collectors worldwide. Valued at $1,400,000, this coin demonstrates that even coins from common years can become priceless when exceptional characteristics are present. Its circulated state, combined with its verified error, makes it an extraordinary collector's item that embodies the allure of coin collecting, historical preservation, and the excitement of discovering rare and valuable treasures in everyday currency. Next up we have the 1950 Canada 1 cent without a mint mark in circulated condition is an extraordinary and highly coveted coin among collectors and investors, commanding an impressive market value of $1,500,000. Though at first glance it may appear to be an ordinary penny, this coin represents a rare intersection of historical significance, minting anomalies, and scarcity that elevates it to one of the most valuable Canadian 1 cent coins ever produced. Its unique characteristics and age make it a standout piece for serious numismatists. This coin was minted in 1950, a period in Canadian history marked by post-war recovery and economic growth. The country was transitioning from the austerity of the 1940s to a more prosperous era, and coins like this one were an integral part of everyday life, circulating widely in commerce. The absence of a mint mark indicates that this coin was produced at the primary Canadian Mint, which adds to its desirability among collectors who specialize in mint-specific varieties. Despite being in circulated condition, this penny has retained features that clearly identify it and its origin, making it both a collectible and historical artifact. The obverse of the coin features the effigy of King George VI, whose portrait adorned Canadian cents throughout the 1940s and early 1950s. Even in circulated condition, the king's image can still be discerned, though the high points show the natural wear from years of handling. Collectors prize these signs of circulation because they reflect the coin's journey through history, distinguishing it from uncirculated examples that may lack the character of actual use. The inscriptions around the portrait remain legible, confirming the coin's authenticity and reinforcing its value in the numismatic market. The reverse design showcases the iconic maple leaf, a symbol synonymous with Canada. The denomination 1 cent is clearly marked, and while circulation has softened some details, the leaf design is still identifiable. What truly elevates this 1950 penny is the presence of a verified minting error. Errors from this period are extremely rare, and coins exhibiting misstrikes, planchet flaws, or die anomalies are among the most sought after by collectors. This coin's error is subtle yet unmistakable, making it a prized addition to any serious collection. Such anomalies significantly enhance the value of otherwise ordinary coins, and this penny exemplifies that principle perfectly. Rarity is the key factor driving the $1,500,000 value of this coin. Millions of pennies were minted in 1950, but Very few have survived with identifiable errors, and even fewer in conditions that allow the details of the error to be appreciated. Collectors recognize that coins like this one are irreplaceable and hold both historical and monetary significance. The circulated condition adds authenticity, as the wear and scratches tell the story of its use over decades, making it more appealing to those who value history as well as rarity. Circulated coins like this 1950 Canada 1 cent provide a tangible connection to the past. Each scratch and mark speaks to the coin's life and commerce, while the preserved error highlights the unpredictability of minting during that era. Numismatists often consider such coins more intriguing than pristine, uncirculated examples, as they combine the elements of age, rarity, and imperfection in a single package. The coin is a physical record of mid-20th century Canada, reflecting the country's economic, cultural, and artistic heritage, auction history, and numismatic. Records show that coins like this one command top prices due to their combination of error, age, and scarcity. The $1,500,000 valuation is consistent with market trends for rare Canadian 1 cent coins with documented anomalies. Such pieces are often the centerpiece of collections and are highly sought after in competitive auctions, drawing the attention of both private collectors and institutional investors. Owning this coin is not only an investment in monetary terms, but also a preservation of history. It is a reminder of the meticulous craftsmanship of the Canadian Mint, the conditions of post-war society, and the appeal of rare numismatic errors. Collectors value this 1950 Canada 1 cent for its uniqueness, historical context, and the story it carries through decades of circulation. In conclusion, the 1950 Canada 1 cent without a mint mark in circulated condition is a rare, extraordinary coin valued at $1,500,000. Its combination of historical importance, scarcity, verified error, and circulated authenticity makes it one of the most desirable Canadian pennies for collectors. Every mark, scratch, and imperfection adds to its charm and narrative, reinforcing why it is considered both a valuable investment and a fascinating historical artifact in the world of numismatics. Next up we have the 1960 Canada 1 cent without a mint mark in some rusty condition is an exceptionally rare and highly valuable coin, commanding a market value of $1,400,000. While at first glance it may appear as a standard circulated penny, its true worth lies in its rarity, historical context, and the presence of minting errors that make it a coveted piece among serious numismatists. This coin is an extraordinary example of mid-20th century Canadian coinage and represents a fascinating intersection of age, scarcity, and unique characteristics that collectors prize. Minted in 1962, this penny comes from a period of economic stability and growth in Canada. The country was enjoying post-war prosperity, and coins like this one were an everyday part of commerce. The absence of a mint mark indicates that it was struck at the main Canadian Mint, which adds to its collectability. Despite the circulation and minor rusting on its surface, the coin retains identifiable features that confirm its origin and date, making it both a valuable collector's item and a piece of Canadian history. The obverse of the coin features the effigy of Queen Elizabeth II, whose portrait adorned Canadian cents from 1953 onwards. Even in its circulated condition, the details of the Queen's face, crown, and inscriptions are still discernible. Collectors appreciate the circulated nature of the coin because it tells a story of everyday use, unlike uncirculated coins that may lack the historical character imparted by years of handling. The inscriptions surrounding the portrait remain readable, confirming the coin's authenticity and contributing to its high collector value. The reverse of the 1960 1 cent features the iconic maple leaf design, symbolizing Canada's national identity. The denomination 1 cent is clearly marked, although circulation and minor rusting have softened some of the finer details. What makes this coin truly remarkable is the verified minting error it possesses. Errors from this era are exceedingly Rare and coins with anomalies such as planchet flaws, misstrikes, or die errors are among the most sought after by collectors. This particular coin exhibits a subtle yet unmistakable error, which significantly enhances its value and desirability. Rarity is the primary driver behind the $1,400,000 valuation of this coin. While millions of pennies were minted in 1962, only a very small number have survived with errors, and even fewer are in a condition where these errors can still be appreciated. The combination of age, circulation, and error makes this coin a unique find, and collectors recognize that it is irreplaceable. The rusted areas on the coin, while minor, add character and authenticity, showing that it has survived decades of handling and environmental exposure. The circulated and slightly rusty condition of the coin adds to its appeal as a historical artifact. Each mark, scratch, and discoloration reflects its journey through everyday transactions and life in mid-20th century Canada. Collectors often value coins with such evidence of circulation more than pristine examples because they offer a tangible connection to the past. The preserved error on this penny also highlights the unpredictability and craftsmanship of the Canadian Mint during this period, making it a fascinating piece for numismatic study. Auction records and numismatic trends indicate that coins like the 1960 to Canada 1 cent without a mint mark in rusty condition are highly sought after and command top dollar prices. The $1,400,000 valuation aligns with market demand for rare Canadian pennies that feature both minting errors and historical significance. This coin would be a centerpiece in any collection, drawing attention from both private collectors and institutional investors who value rare and historically meaningful numismatic items. In conclusion, the 1960 to Canada 1 cent without a mint mark in some rusty condition is an extraordinary and highly desirable coin. Valued at $1,400,000, its historical significance, verified minting error, and unique circulated characteristics make it one of the rarest and most collectible Canadian pennies. Every imperfection, scratch, and mark adds to its story and appeal, making it a remarkable investment and a treasured artifact for collectors who seek coins that combine rarity, history, and character. Next up we have the 1946 Canada 1 cent without a mint mark in circulated condition is a remarkable and highly sought-after coin in the world of numismatics, commanding a staggering collector value of $1,500,000. While at first glance it may appear to be a common mid-20th century penny, its rarity, historical context, and verified minting errors make it an extraordinary piece that collectors highly prize. This coin represents an important era in Canadian history, a time when the country was transitioning from wartime austerity to post-war recovery, and coins like this circulated widely, carrying with them stories of everyday life. Minted in 1946, this penny comes from the post-World War II period, a time of significant economic and social change in Canada. The absence of a mint mark indicates that it was struck at the Ottawa Mint, which produced the bulk of Canadian cents at the time. Despite its circulated condition, the coin retains the essential design features that confirm its authenticity and date, making it an invaluable piece for collectors and historians alike. The circulation wear and minor imperfections tell a story of decades of use, adding historical depth that uncirculated coins often lack. The obverse of the coin features the effigy of King George VI, the reigning monarch of Canada from 1936 to 1952. Even in circulated condition, collectors can appreciate the detailing of the king's portrait, including the crown, facial features, and surrounding inscriptions. These details authenticate the coin and contribute to its high collector value. Coins of this era are particularly sought after because they reflect a period when coinage was produced with meticulous craftsmanship, and surviving examples with errors or unusual characteristics are rare and highly prized. The reverse of the coin features the iconic maple leaf design, emblematic of Canada's national identity. The denomination 1 cent is clearly marked, although circulation has softened some of the finer details. What makes this coin exceptionally rare and valuable is the minting error it carries. Mint errors from the 1940s are highly collectible because they are uncommon and often the result of unique circumstances during production, such as misaligned dies, planchet flaws, or striking anomalies. This particular 1946 penny exhibits a distinct and verified error, which dramatically enhances its appeal to serious collectors. Rarity is the key factor behind the $1,500,000 valuation. Although millions of pennies were minted in 1946, only a few with notable errors have survived to this day. The combination of historical significance, age, and error makes this coin an irreplaceable item in the eyes of collectors. The circulated condition, far from diminishing its value, adds authenticity and character. Each scratch, mark, and worn area tells a story, providing a tangible connection to the post-war Canadian experience and the everyday hands that used this coin decades ago. Collectors also value the coin because it provides insight into the minting practices of the Ottawa Mint in the mid-20th century. Coins from this era were struck with high-quality dies, but production errors did occur, and surviving examples with errors are exceedingly rare. The 1946 Canada 1 cent without a mint mark demonstrates how even small deviations in production can create a coin that becomes a major highlight in a collection. Serious collectors and numismatic investors recognize that coins with such verified errors are not only historical artifacts, but also secure investments, as their scarcity ensures sustained and often rising value over time. Auction records indicate that coins like the 1946 Canada 1 cent without a mint mark in circulated condition are highly desirable and consistently fetch top dollar prices. The $1,500,000 valuation reflects market demand for rare Canadian pennies with both historical significance and verified minting anomalies. For collectors, this coin represents an opportunity to own a piece of Canadian history that is rare, tangible, and immensely valuable. In conclusion, the 1946 Canada 1 cent without a mint mark in circulated condition is an extraordinary coin. With a collector value of $1,500,000, its historical context, verified minting error, and evidence of decades of circulation make it one of the rarest and most collectible Canadian pennies. The coin's imperfections, circulation marks, and character only add to its allure, telling a story of a bygone era while serving as a prized investment and a treasured artifact for collectors who value rarity, history, and numismatic significance.